Hey there, folks. It's Ashley here. So I just wanted to discuss this story right here, which is very interesting. I actually came across this story in my book. It's called "The World Must Know" by what's his face, Barenbaum. Very interesting book, very self-incriminating. I want to put it out if I were them, but they did. So thanks, Jews. But so there's an interesting photograph of a woman. This is actually the actual photograph right here. Come on, I thought I'd turn this off. Did I turn it off? Oh, wait, what am I? Come on. You gonna work? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is a photograph. I guess this is the best I can do. Okay, she's covering her face. Why would she be doing that? And what does that really read, folks? What is it really telling you? I'm gonna tell you what it says. So a Jewish woman is concealing her face as she sits on a park bench marked only for Jews. Huh. That's interesting, isn't it? Sounds like those Jewish-only roads in fucking Palestine. Sounds a lot like that, actually, doesn't it? And if you know anything about the ghettos that the Jews had established, /shuttles, whatever you want to call them, they had walls too, folks. Some were called closed ghettos and some were open ghettos. But most were walled regardless. If you're not too familiar with what they look like when they were walled, I'll show you Warsaw, folks. I mean, you could take your pick and look at all the camps. There were many. There were camps and there were ghettos. Okay, let's be clear. We can't get them mixed up. Okay, ghettos were in the cities. Okay, the concentration camps, the forced labor camps were located usually more countryside. Under the watch of the Jew. But if you look at Warsaw Ghetto, it was walled. And we actually got a photograph. A nice photograph, actually. Very nice and clear and high quality. It's nice to see because you don't get much of that from the Hall of Hoax. That's going to get me in trouble, isn't it? For saying that, yeah. Well, this is the wall, right? And I guess they, let's get a better picture. It reminds me a lot of Palestine, you know? But they actually, interestingly enough, they had this little apparatus here. It's like a bridge that goes up. And it's almost like for the Jews, so they don't have to walk by the Goyim, because the Goyim would probably rip them to pieces if they could, because of what they were doing here to the fucking Goyim, man. Not only that, but they were staging these stupid fucking hoaxes that are fake as fuck here. That's why they like their walls, so no one can see them doing their shit, so they can sell you a narrative. It's fake, folks. You can just tell, crisis actors. There's actually a really good photo, if I could find it. I should be able to find it. Actually, because I think it is Warsaw. Hold on, where did I see it? And this is just fake as fuck. They always have these random persons laying on the road, and this isn't the first time that they've done this scheme here with the one person. They're always low quality, really low quality, almost like they made it low quality on purpose. You know what I mean? Like resizing a photo to make it really small so you can't really. And also look at how they're dressed. They really look like they're suffering, don't they? Fuckers. But it gets actually interesting. As you can see, it is walled off from the Goyim, right? Can't have the Goyim peeking in here, see what we're doing. Can't have it. Another stupid guy just laying there. It's just fake crisis actors, right? And they can do it. They do it. Well, the thing is, you'll never get any real bodies. It's very. Oh, that's a better one. Oh, this is the guy I exposed. I remember you. There you are. I was looking for you. I think I got my video removed because of this guy. Well, I mean, not because of him. I'm sure it wasn't him that reported it, but because I was denying his injury. But he basically turns up everywhere, and you can see these two kids laughing. They definitely look like they're affected by it, don't they? Fucking bullshit. Okay, these crisis actors don't get any better. Okay, none of this. Like, what is this supposed to prove? Show me Jewish women sunbathing in the Warsaw Ghetto? What the fuck is that supposed to prove? Doesn't help your case, Jews. This photograph turns up everywhere. Don't need to see that again. Get out of here with your bullshit. I don't need that shit. Oh yeah, this is a photo. If I can get it bigger. If I can only get it bigger. Oh, this is the Jews building their fucking wall, by the way. Okay? You can see the guy with the Star of David right on his fucking little band there, right? Because I had to get it up. Okay, they couldn't they couldn't risk having the Goyim peeking in. It's not, you can't have it. You just gotta look at how history repeats itself, folks. That's all you gotta do. Okay? Alright? And a lot of these people that look really, I find emaciated, a lot of them are Romanian too. Keep that in mind, because a lot of this land they were being taken over by Jews. Oh, look at this. This is interesting when you see the wall in color, because it reminds me a lot of Palestine. Sorry, but the fact is Jews seem to do and look at this fucking, so I get so off topic. Look at this fucking bridge and shit. Like, these fucking Jews. This is a stage photograph as well, but I want to show you that one in particular. So let me go. Oh, and what? They can't walk to work, so they have to be fucking taken in this fucking cart? Seems pretty Jewish-like to me. Sounds like their way to go, their style. But, you actually start looking at these photos and asking yourself, what am I being shown, actually being shown? And when you can verify that they're Jews, you're not being shown much. You get crisis actors like this one here. Fake, folks. You got the fucking soldier over here, or sorry, German, whatever he is, laughing. It's just crisis acting. It's fake, guys. It's fake. Not real. Posing for it. Stupid as fuck. My intelligence insulted every time I look at these photographs. It's not right. It's not fair to people who have to look at this shit. And then to have to be forced to believe it is even worse. It's like being forced to believe, I didn't think you would have to be forced to believe anything until this. But listen, about that bench. Is it safe to say that this Jewish lady on the bench was privileged because she had a bench just for Jews? I mean, think about it, folks. It doesn't say, it's not excluding Jews. It's saying Jews can sit here, but nobody else. Jews only. Think about it. If there was a road sign that read in Israel/Palestine that read for Jews only, who would be the offended? It would be the Palestinians, not the Jews, just because they're being singled out. They're being allowed that privilege to drive on the road or sit in the bench. But it gets even more interesting, folks. Now I'm going to read you something very, very interesting. I don't know how to shut that off, folks. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with these computers. I got so many going right now, and I just can't control them all. I wouldn't have so many on if I had my one back, But, whatever. So I want to read you this. This book gets interesting because their story doesn't coincide with what they're trying to say here. And I know what actually happened. Because when you start doing this research, you can read between the lines. You start reading between the lines. So Jews leave these lines there for you to read, actually. And I believe they are because they make it very obvious. Thanks, Jews. Ghetto benches, folks. Ghetto benches. You gotta add that word ghetto in there to make it sound like it's a bad thing, right? When they're just fucking benches, really. In a settlement, a colony, folks. Was a form of official segregation in the seating of students introduced in 1935 at the Lwów Polytechnic. Rectors at other higher education institutions in Second Polish Republic had adopted this form of segregation when the practice became conditionally legalized by 1937. So segregation. For whom? Exactly. See. Under the Ghetto Lwów system, my apologies for mispronunciation, folks. Jewish university students were required, under threat of expulsion, really, to sit in the left-hand side section of the lecture halls, reserved exclusively for them. I don't get the point, but okay. The official policy of enforced segregation was often accompanied by acts of violence directed against Jewish students by members of the ONR. Okay, so you gotta understand who the ONR is, okay? This was a Polish nationalist group, folks, that was actually outlawed. After 3 months in 1934, folks, it was outlawed by the fucking Jews because they had that much fucking control, just as they do today, folks. They wield that same power. Okay? This is them. Okay? This is one of the members. Okay, these were good men. We don't see many like that today. There's not very many men that would stand up to these Jews today. It's very few. People wonder why there's nobody standing up. Well, because they did away with them all, folks. It's sad. But they were targeted. Because you'd be surprised how many people were killed under the anti-Semitic law. A lot of them. Okay? A lot of people in prestigious positions. People that were well respected. I'm getting off topic. But just know that this official policy of enforced segregation was often accompanied by acts of violence directed against Jewish students by members of the ONR. Like I said, it's a national radical camp, a Polish national group. Okay? So why would they be getting mad at the Jews? Because they were being singled out in a bad way? Or because they were being singled out and they were not allowed to sit on the benches, the Polish people? They were not allowed to use the facilities that they pay taxes for. Just like the Palestinians can't use the same roads as the Jews. You know, that kind of thing. I see a lot of similarities, folks. Too many to just turn a blind eye. And that's the only way I can see them getting angry at the Jews, is if they saw this, the favoritism. This is what makes people so mad, is this privilege. It's this privilege, folks. And they still have it. They were never persecuted. They had it back then. The statute of Calais protected them. You couldn't even accuse them of being fucking, abusing kids. Blood libel, they call it. Funny how that works. You can't deny the Holocaust. You can't deny anything that happens to them, but they can deny everything that they do to you. And then it works in reverse. And they use the same excuse, anti-Semitism. And it works on both sides. Funny, right? But this group, folks, this Polish group got dismantled because of this. It shows you that the Jews were well in control then, folks. This isn't the only case of this. They did this in Lithuania too, to the Lithuanian people. Romanian people, all of them. The seating and benches marked a peak of anti-Semitism. Of course it would, because nobody else, the Goyim, were not allowed to sit there. How do you think they're going to feel? Think about it. These Jews, they create anti-Semitism with their racism and their supremacy. This is just one example. It antagonized and the worst part is they can't even accept it. They can't even see it from the side of the person who's being exploited or left out or excluded, sorry. They can't sympathize. They can't empathize. They can't feel any kind of emotion for someone who is not themselves. You get what I'm saying? And that's the worst part about them. It's bad that these camps were run by Jews and the Jews committed all the murders that they did during World War II. But what's worse, to top it off, is that Jews, unrelated to those Jews who committed those crimes, they all work together to cover up their role and to make money off of it. They know it's wrong. They know they weren't in these fucking camps and that they suffer. They know it. But they do it anyway. They take money from people who suffered. They have no conscience. It's always about them. Whenever they commit a crime or they're found out about it, the first thing they do is stage something to triumph it, to kind of to overshadow it. Because they can't have you looking at what they're doing. No, not ever. Calling this enforced segregation when it was 100% a Jewish law. Like they practice this in Palestine. I'm not sure about the benches, but I mean, why would you need benches? I mean, you got fucking Jewish only fucking settlements. What would you need benches for? You exclude the Palestinians by making these Jewish only settlements. And guess what, folks? It's starting in America. Okay? Look into it. New Jersey, New York, there's certain areas that are getting a little weird. It antagonized not only Jews, but also many Poles. Well, no shit. No shit, Sherlock. But why would it antagonize Jews? They're the ones getting the privilege. You fucks. Jewish students protested these policies. Along with other... Yeah, really? Well, that's nice to know. Because I can't believe they would even have a policy brought forth. But I can see why people would hate these Jews. Because I can't imagine that sort of thing happening today. But then again, I'm not living in Palestine.